Get down, get down, get down, get down, get down to business.
From sunny San Diego, g'day, I'm Troy Hazard and we are getting down to business. Thanks for dropping by. If you haven't had a chance to drop by in the past, we're all about getting small business kick-started here in North America. And each week we get some smart people in to help us out. We get guys and girls that drop in with some tips and hints and things that might just help you drive your business into the future, maybe get you started in business, or just make you better at business. And along the way, I'll throw a few things in myself because I've had 11 different small businesses over the last 20 years, and I'll give you my tips and hints as well. Now, each week we typically have a bit of a theme, and this week is no different. This week, it's all about franchising, and I'm particularly excited about this because this is right in my wheelhouse. I've been in franchising for about 25 years. For many, many years, we had one of the leading franchise consulting businesses in Australia, and I've been a franchisee twice, a franchisor once, hosted 2 television shows on franchising, so I love this topic. And we've got a bunch of great people that are going to come in and help you maybe understand what it's like to get into franchising, be a franchisee, be a franchisor, or get out of franchising if you've had a franchise experience and want to move on to a new adventure. It's all going on for the next hour, so stick around. And as usual, I have a guest co-host with me. And this week, it's Katrina Mitchell from SPEAK, franchisespeakers.com. Now, Katrina and I have worked together a lot over the last couple of years because she books me for a bunch of different speaking events around America and all over the world for that matter. Katrina, thanks for coming in and spending the hour with us. I really appreciate it.
My pleasure, Troy. Thank you for having me.
So you've been in franchising in a number of different ways over the years, and your adventure started as a franchisee with a dog training franchise, wasn't it? Tell us how you got into that.
Absolutely. It's a fun story. I have a friend who's a franchise consultant, and out of the blue one day she called me up just laughing into the phone, and it just cracked me up. I started laughing immediately, and she said, "I just found your next career." And I said, "Oh, tell me it's dog grooming." And she cracked up and said, no, it's dog something. And I said, "Please, you're kidding. They don't have a franchise that would let you play with dogs, right?" She said, "No, of course. How about dog training?" And
there you go.
One thing led to another, and that was my first 4 years in franchising was as a dog trainer.
So your passion for dogs and for animals was the good catalyst to get you into franchising. But was that your first move into private enterprise, into small business?
It really was. I had tried a couple of things, had been an independent contractor as a manufacturer's rep, and but really I think that in a very structured, very successful small business, that was my first.
So tell us then, what sort of a thought process did you go through? It was obviously a bit daunting. You're about to outlay a bunch of cash to get into this. I mean, you're passionate about the subject, which is a good start. But it was still, someone's got to write a check to get you going.
Yeah, it was exciting. It was a little bit of an emotional roller coaster. One minute just being terrified at the prospect of, laying all this money on the line and running my own business. And then the next minute just feeling so excited that I was actually going to have my own show. And I loved it. I wouldn't trade those 4 years for anything. It was just a remarkable experience.
And then there was the horror of, now I've got to go and make some money.
Yeah.
Because I'm off my income that was coming in every Friday, and now I've got to go and actually, feed the family.
Yeah, but here's the thing about franchising, Troy, is that you have a proven system.
Sure.
You have marketing. You have a path to follow.
Yeah.
All you have to do is do what they tell you to do, and do it the way they tell you to do it. So it was really, I think it's one of the great benefits of moving from a corporate role into franchising is that you've got all of the support and all the structure. Just get on the path and follow that path.
Yeah. And so how did you find juggling not just being an executive in your own business, but running your own business and doing your own business? And so you're training one minute, then you're doing the books the next minute. Was that a bit of a challenge just to get into a bit of a groove to get started like that?
Absolutely. And I think, a bit of a groove, I think honestly it probably took me 4 years. About the time I was selling it, I had the groove going. But I think so many small business owners and entrepreneurs have that experience, and I'm sure you did in many of the businesses. Which hat am I wearing? What am I doing? Am I the bookkeeper? Am I the marketing executive? What am I doing? So.
And so then you got out of the business after 4 years, and that led you to your current career in another small business in the franchise space. What was the transition there? How'd that happen?
Well, it was an interesting, I knew that I was going to sell the dog training franchise with 3 to 5 years, and I was going to build it to a particular revenue line. So I accomplished those goals. It was year 4 and it was time to sell.
Yeah.
And I kept asking, what are my next steps? What are my next steps? And everyone has their own spiritual belief and their spiritual practice, but there's a little parable about God and a helicopter and a rowboat, and I think many people know that. The guy ultimately, God sends a rowboat and a helicopter, and the guy drowns, and then God says, the guy says, "Why did you let me drown?" He says, I sent you
all the stuff.
I sent you a truck and a rowboat and a helicopter, and you didn't, I tried to help you. So it was a little bit like that, in that I kept asking what I was going to do.
Yep.
And I kept getting these responses.
Here's what's next.
Here's what's next.
And we're going to talk about what's next after the break, because I'd love to hear that next transition. And we're going to get a bunch of your friends in for the next hour as well. And a very good one coming up next in Don Wilson. This is Getting Down to Business. It's all about franchising this week. My guest co-host is Katrina Mitchell. We're back after the break with franchise legend Don Wilson. See you in a minute.